Estamos aquí en el 65º Congreso de Medicina de la Reproducción. Yo soy la doctora Mónica y el doctor Alejandro, que es mi compañero. Vamos a estar entrevistando a un profesor internacional. Esta entrevista va a ser en inglés porque la doctora Nagham es de Jordania, entonces vamos a hacer la entrevista en inglés y esperamos tener los subtítulos para que todo el mundo lo pueda aprovechar. So, welcome Dr. Nagham al Younis, I say it correctly? Younis.
It's Nagham.
Nagham. It's in the contrary. We want that you present yourself because you have really long trajectory, so we really want to know everything about you first, and then we talk about preservation in pediatrics and all the topics that you talk here in the conference.
Thank you, Monica, and I really appreciate the time you're taking to meet me and know more about my experience in the IVF and fertility preservation field. As you mentioned, my name is Nagham Younis, and I am Associate Lab Director working in Grand Rapids in Michigan, in the United States, with the US fertility. My experience started from 1996 when I finished my master's degree in biology, and I started my IVF career at that time in Jordan. Then I have a good opportunity to work in different places like Saudi Arabia. Part of my experience was in Egypt and different other places in the Middle East. And then I moved to Canada where I worked as a senior epidemiologist, and at that time I had the honor to be the first Canadian epidemiologist to be certified as a senior epidemiologist from the European Society for Human Reproduction in Ministry. Then I proceeded with my career as a lab director back in the Middle East, and then I moved to Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania, USA, to finish my PhD degree with a focus on reproductive physiology and mainly fertility preservation of pediatric cancer patients.
Okay.
So at that time I was very interested in that project because it's really very challenging, and you always see those cancer patients coming to the IVF centers asking for freezing their semen samples when they are adult. Have the opportunity to look at samples, but for those pediatric patients, it's really very sad when you see that they started a conjugal therapy, which is gonadotropin therapy, and whether chemotherapy or radiotherapy, and they don't know that they will lose their home being fathers in the future. So losing the fertility is a very frustrating issue that cancer survivors will face in the future. And that was very motivating topic for me to pursue my research in that field. And I was really lucky to work with the Minister of Fertility Preservation in the USA, Dr. Campbell, in male fertility preservation. And we did good project that's what I presented yesterday here in the conference of the Mexican Fertility Society.
So maybe for the people and the audience that is not like in really knowing what it's about this maturation in vitro of the cells, how does it work? So you have to take a biopsy or what is the procedure to make it?
So the topic is still experimental and it's still under study phase, but our I think for any successful fertility preservation program for these pediatric patients, like to start first with the proper counseling, then to suggest with the guardian or the parent approval to have like 20% extraction of their testicular volume and freeze it in liquid nitrogen for long-term storage. And that is something proven in the science that we can keep these tissues for long term. And it was reported that the oldest sperm to have a healthy baby from was after 40 years of freezing. So the testicular tissue now is already having that robust evidence that we can freeze it for long term. And this is something that we can take advantage of increasing our patients' testicular tissue. Of course, the testicular tissue is different than the other testicular tissue, but they have also something really important, which is the presence of spermatogonia stem cells in their testicular tissue. And that is our goal, is to preserve those testicular or spermatogonia stem cells so we can use them later, either for in vivo transplantation by spermatogonia stem transplantation or by autologous grafting of the tissue, or we can use them for in vitro maturation in the lab. And that was my focus in my PhD.
Now it's experimental. Will you have
Still, it is experimental for prepubertal boys.
Okay, we will have now results of these childs that the transplantation of these stem cells.
We hope that. We hope that we will reach that point that we can start the transplantation, but we have still like different challenges. Like for in vivo transplantation, we have the challenge of reintroducing the cancer cells again to the patient. Yeah, so many groups now are working on sorting techniques to eliminate the contaminating cancer cells from the good cells or healthy cells. I believe that maybe in vitro maturation of spermatogenesis or of immature testicular tissue could be the safest approach so far at this stage of research.
And I don't know any results. When you say in vitro maturation, so you have the spermatogonia stem cells, and then how do you make this process in order to form a sperm?
Yeah, we usually try to do like artificial testicular microneedling. So there is a special media that will provide the nourishment, the needed components of the successful culture, and also we provide different types of hormones and growth factors to activate the spermatogenesis.
And so these sperms are going to be used in IVF, right? Like in ICSI.
Exactly. So if we, like my project, we managed to activate spermatogonia to switch to primary spermatocyte, which is the second step of spermatogenesis. We initiated the meiosis, but the thing that we didn't manage to complete the full process of spermatogenesis. But if we will reach that point, as you said, we will recover those sperm to be injected by using ICSI and the assisted reproductive technology.
That's really interesting because I have so many thoughts about, well, you have now the sperm, does it going to survive a cryopreservation or it's going to be used in the moment like in frame?
Correct. This is a very good question. Yeah. If that would depend on where we will, when we will do the so if it will be when the patient is ready to go through the IVF cycle, or it will be like in the preliminary stage where we can freeze those sperm. But I don't have any doubts about sperm freezing because this is a very robust technology and it's well established worldwide. So sperm freezing is something I'm not worried about, but this is a very good point, and I think we need to take into that point because, as I said, so far it's still experimental. So if we manage to do that, all our experiments now on immature testicular tissues related to research. So if we reach that point, that will be a good discussion at that point when we will start implementing that for patients.
Now, how is the knowledge that you have in child?
Okay, so my project was done on 2 age groups. We did it for pre-pubertal age group, which is from 1 year old to 3 years old, and the other group was for peripubertal, which is from 9 years old to 12 years old. And in the University of Pittsburgh, they have like immature testicular tissue frozen for patients starting from 3 months.
And then for the duration, this practice is the same.
Sorry.
The duration that you do for this
Oh,
practice is the same.
yes. The in vitro maturation was the same technique that we use for both age groups.
And it works in the same in both groups?
And it worked in the same, but there was some differences in the Sertoli cell proliferation, and there was some differences in the somatic cell differentiation and responsiveness to the antibiotics.
There is another question. Why not start this in sperm? Why no science?
Okay, so far now, ovarian tissue freezing for both prepubertal and postpubertal females is not experimental anymore. It is a clinical service, and there are many successful cases. So
The duration is the same maybe in both sides in sperm?
it's different. It's different, yeah. So the only part now that is still experimental is the maturation of immature testicular tissue for the prepubertal females. This is the only experimental part that we are still investigating.
Okay, interesting. Now, to change this topic, what do you think, or what do you think about this association, this congress? Do you like it? What is it? Maybe it's the first time in Mexico.
Yeah.
Maybe you are a speaker in another country and not to come to Mexico. Do you like the congress, the program?
Yeah, it is my pleasure to participate for the first time in this conference, and through kind invitation from the Mexican Fertility Society, and I was very impressed by the hospitality, by the organization, by the level of the topics that I listened this morning and for the last 2 days. It's something that makes me feel like proud that I'm part of this conference this time, and I hope that I will be invited next year and in the future. It will be my pleasure to respond to that.
Thank you so much for your time, because we know that it's you are busy, and maybe this talk and explain this way that we don't understand anything about the embryo and things like that. Thank you so much for your patience and your time. Dr. Nagham, thank you so much for coming with us. Y pues bueno, nos vemos en el siguiente capítulo. Gracias.